Alright, let's get this started. Alright guys, sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're
So we
hopping
got
in the
the.
draft right now.
Are you not in it yet?
Yeah, they're starting.
Okay, yeah, they started. They
What's
got the standard Rick and Aya ban, which is pretty interesting of the fact they left open Harrower, but I guess you kind of have to choose the lesser of two evils.
Yep, and SNAX goes right for that hero actually.
Yeah, they up. Though they have this Chester on the board, which has been a pretty contested pick in the most recent top games. So I think it'll be interesting to see if either of these newer teams know how to pull out the Chester and use it correctly.
Oh, this is the other SNAX team. This isn't the one with the Oblivion. Okay.
Yeah, I know. So LWC picking up that first pick, Hell. That's a pretty standard pick, especially if what's left on the board is not too many bot laners. So not really 100% sure. And they're also picking up the Carter, which is an interesting pickup. We don't see Carter as much, but I guess after how Revit did work with it yesterday, we may be seeing it popping back up again in competitive play more often. So I think will make sense. This is giving the team a lot of burst right off the back.
We'll see what SNAX picks up to deal with that Carter.
I think if they probably if they think about it, they'll probably grab that Claudessa Tinder. I think because they're gonna need sustain against that comp, especially against the poke from Carter. But it would definitely be interesting to see what they consider would be a good pickup here. The Nikolai coming out, so that's giving them kind of two pretty tanky characters already. Even though Harrow's not like 100% tank, he still gets pretty tanky with his stone skin usually, and his lifesteal.
Yeah, if Nikolai can get on that Carter, it's a pretty dead Carter.
Yeah. They can get on any of the squishies, but so far it's one Carter. But yeah, that Carter's not going to have much counterplay if that Nikolai gets the ult down. I think it would definitely be interesting to see how this Nikolai chooses to itemize against what they have so far. Because as of now, they have a lot of magic damage. But I think it definitely need a wind rush if he wants to get on a Carter. He'll be playing really far back.
Still waiting on their second pick.
So waiting to see what SNAX picks up. I think they'll grab Verm's still on the board. Like Verm, Fetter, Blazer, like all the ADCs are still on the board going into the fifth pick of this game. That's not something that you'd usually see. I was actually kind of shocked that RWCW chose to pick up Carter. Oh wow, a bow pick coming out. So
They're just going straight
SNAX,
frontline.
yeah, they're going straight for that like giant frontline. Which is interesting to see. I'd really like to see this Hell use his ultimate less for diving on the enemy team's carries this game, and more maybe peeling for his back line by knocking up all the like hair over Nikolai and Bo when they try to make an initiation.
Yeah,
And that's something that we'll probably really have to see.
I agree.
But it's interesting because LCW put themselves in a really bad spot. They picked up that Carter right away without seeing the enemy's comp, so to pick up Ray now, they'd really be tossing their comp in a weird spot unless they sent Carter body into the Harrower, which I don't think would be going that well. But they're smart though here. They pick up the Vermilion. Vermilion's a pretty good pickup against this comp because he has a lot of self peel. He could probably peel the Nikolai and Bo, like kite him, I mean.
And
But Harrow would be
Claudessa.
the main problem. They also pick up Quadessa. The Quatessa pick's interesting, I think, Zengad, because of the fact that it does provide the heal that they're going to need, and it also takes the heal that Team Max is going to need. But I'm interested to see where they're going to be putting the Quadessa mid or top. So we got Tinder still on the board, which is something I'd like to see Slowy's team pick up going into the next pick if it's not taken yet, because a double heal comp with the poke would be immensely strong for them, especially against the front line that the enemy team's pulling out.
Yeah, they have to play more of a kite comp and avoid the full engage from the SNAX team.
Which, I mean, I think the Verm's Frost Prism would really help with that if he rushed. He really, definitely, this is a game where Verm needs to rush it. Like, if he doesn't, he's going to find himself in a very rough spot going against the Nikolai.
Now SNAX needs to pick up some damage right now though.
Yeah. I mean, they have Hera, but, like, yeah, they definitely need more damage than what they have. I'd like to see maybe a Blazer mid pickup here, which would be interesting because of the fact that the Blazer could annihilate the Carter Vermilion extremely easily. But no, we're actually gonna see a Moxie pickup
I would have
coming out
suggested
from
a
Strife.
Chester with all this front line.
Yeah, the Chester ult would have been extremely strong. Okay, Moxie and Caprice. So I'm kind of conflicted on what they're going to be doing. Unless they're pulling out ADC Caprice, they kind of lack attack damage. While Hera hits attack damage, I feel like they still probably should have picked up a real ADC. Though, unless the Caprice is going to get, obviously. But I think we're probably going to see a Moxie mid and Caprice top and a Hera bot. And I'm not sure the tanks are going yet.
Yeah, what do you think their lanes are though?
Looking at lanes for Team SNAX, it's gonna be Hera bot, and I'd probably say Hera bot on maybe Pokey, I'd assume, because Pokey used to play a very mean Hera bot. Then we're gonna have Nickel. I'll say we're gonna have Bo Moxie mid because they have really good shove and it'll allow Bo to roam because Moxie can hold the 1v2, and they'll put the Nikolai Caprice top lane because of the fact that they have a lot of CC and a lot of lockup to kill the enemy Vermilion if they can get on him.
Yeah, he's gonna get knocked up and slammed back down by an anchor.
You also need make little text for the bans is what Kitten told me, by the way.
I will
So
try and do something
like
with that.
next game. Okay, so we got the Tinder pickup. I called it. So what we're gonna be seeing come out of LCW here is we're gonna see that Vermilion Tinder top, which is probably one of the best top lanes in the game currently. It'll be pretty interesting to see. Then we're gonna probably have the Claudessa Carter. So I mean, if someone gets hooked by Claude, they're gonna eat a whole lot of Carter damage. And we'll be seeing the Hell bot going against a Harrower, which is a pretty interesting matchup. Either one can take it, though I'd say it's slightly matched in Harrower's favor. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Pokey plays this out bot lane.
Yeah, I don't know much about the LCW team. I haven't seen any of these players before.
I think I watched a little bit of them in that tournament yesterday. I didn't watch much of them. They seemed like one of the better EU teams, probably. I'm not exactly sure how far in the tourney they actually made it. But I think it's pretty cool that they're coming out 2 days in a row to compete, so they definitely got a spot in my heart from that. I think I actually recognize maybe one of their players, Eiffel65. I think I've seen him around once or twice. He actually has a 5-star Harrower icon, which is pretty cool for people who don't know that. I'm amazed they probably didn't want him to get that Harrower turn up.
And the SNAX team, I know some of these players.
I recognize everyone on because I've been playing. I played in SNAX in-houses last night, but two of the players you really want to watch out this game on SNAX would probably be Pokey and Scoutum. They've been around the scene for a while, and they're both extremely good players from what I know. So I definitely expect to see them make a standout play at some point in this.
Alright.
I think we should compare these comps before we get in the game. We got the Heron, Nikolai, Bo, Moxie, Caprice. For them to win this game, they actually left themselves with a lot of room to do stuff because they can either get that Windrush into a hard engage, though they have to watch out for the Tinder queue and whatnot, or they can just wait for Caprice to pick someone off. Like the comp really lines up well because the enemy team has 3 squishy heroes. While they have double heal, if you stun that Tinder, she can't heal, she'll die really fast. Or even if you just drop anyone on the team faster than those heal clicks can come off, that's gonna put LCW in a really bad spot. But LCW to win, they're basically just gonna have to fight that peeling battle. They have the double heals, they have the CC that they need. They could really just back up and peel against Team SNAX all day. Though the Caprice is gonna have to get CC'd some way when she comes in for a kill. But it's kind of like a battle of the opposites, the Kite team versus the Hard Engage team. It'll be interesting to see how each of them played and if they play it correctly.
Okay, teams are ready to go, so you can start it.
Oh, do I have to start it?
Yep. I think you're the leader.
Yeah, yeah, I am. Sorry. Zin, do you have any stream delay on?
Yeah, I got 2 minutes on.
Okay, just making sure, because someone messaged me saying there's none, but apparently they were misinformed. So, since T-Rap's not here, I'm going to ask a question that we all really want to know. Let's talk about skins. What skins do you predict coming out here? No, I'm kidding. But
I don't know, maybe we should talk about the new update hype.
new what?
The new update. The new
Oh
version
yeah, the
of
new patch
Strife.
coming out. Now, that's definitely going to be pretty interesting. Word on the streets says there's going to be around 3 new heroes, or maybe more or less, who knows, but I hear it's going to be 3. It's going to be pretty interesting to see all the new UI changes and everything that's going to be coming out.
Apparently, there's lots of balance changes and stuff too. So
Yeah, I heard there's going to be some portal to like the Strife Underworld, so I'm kind of wondering what that's going to be about
yeah,
from what I saw. So let's see how that goes. But before we're getting ready to load in game, we got like 20 seconds. So while we load, I kind of want to go over these lane matchups real fast since we have time, because we clearly can see what Slurry's team's going to go. They're obviously going Hellbot against the Harrower. We've kind of gone over the Harrower to win that. He's kind of going to have to poke down the Hell because he has a lot more sustain. Unless the Hell just keeps using his E to sustain, in which way even then Harrower still cannot do in that way. But Hell also has the all-in potential that if the Harrower doesn't play it right, he can get bursted still. And then mid lane, I'm guessing it's going to be Moxie Bow, because I explained that kind of earlier, I guess. So Bow can roam while Moxie holds down the fort. But for Card or Claudessa to beat that, they basically just, if they catch out the Moxie lacks mobility, and the Bow has a delayed stun, which is really going to punish them if that happens, because they're going to be able to drop a lot of damage on that Moxie with little return CC coming in. And then finally, for top lane, we got most likely Nikolai Caprice going against the Verm Tinder. The Verm Tinder, since Caprice and Nikolai really lack sustain, they need to go for that poke down up there. They need to harass the Caprice and Nikolai as much as possible while trying to avoid getting alled in. Because if they get alled in, it's going to be very hard for them to get out, even with the Tinder hook and heal. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens up there. It could
yeah.
go either way, I think.
It'll probably be a farm fest until level 6, and then hopefully they can make a play onto Verm.
I think we're going to see a level 3 all-in from Nikolai Caprice if that's what goes up top. Though there's no guarantee in that. Something to look at is Moxie's running Bounder. And so that's going to help her a little bit against that lane, even though Bounder has a pretty high cooldown. I'd like to see some Spring Boots come out for this Moxie this game. But, considerably wouldn't be a bad pickup because the Hell could try to jump on her. But Power Boots would also be pretty solid since they don't have too much all-in potential. So we're getting the lanes. It looks like I was wrong, possibly. It looks like we're going to be seeing a 2-1-2 meta coming out, and I'm utterly confused. It looks like they'll be going to be running the Hell Tinder. I called SNAX perfectly. A team that should be obvious. Apparently I was wrong, though. We got a Hell Tinder top lane, a Claudessa 1v2ing mid lane, and a Verm Carter bot lane going against Pokey. That is something really weird that I think will be interesting. Because while they're putting a lot of poke up against Pokey, the thing you have to remember about Harrower is Harrower's just a dumb hero. If they do this, I have complete belief that Pokey could probably still win it and get a kill off it. Though it looks like Vermilion's rotating down around right now. For anyone that can't see or can see, I don't know where you're at right now.
Yeah.
But he's kind of holding that point. He could either go mid or bot. I've also seen that Europeans do kind of like to run Verm mid, which isn't bad, but I honestly don't think they're optimizing the lane potentials that they had.
No.
Because now
Tinder Hail.
Tinder Hail's not going to be a bad lane, but it's not going to be close to as good as it could have been. Because now they're giving up the double range advantage they had on that Nikolai and giving him something that's really easy to get on, the Hell. If the Hell queues out, they have no kill potential. So they kind of put themselves in a bad spot top lane, I think.
Possibly.
Enemy missing top.
Some lag issues.
A lot of pods coming out. But before we get in game, I want to take a quick look at itemization. Got the Caprice going double mana regen, so I'm going to assume she's going for that fast Arcane Emblem. And then Nikolai with the same thing, so I'm going to assume that's an Elderstone he's looking for. Hopping back, actually I'll look at... Looking at Tinder, Tinder's running mana regen like a standard Tinder, so we kind of know where that's going. And then Hell going with the health regen. I'm interested to see what he's turning that into, because I don't think he's going to go a Golden Protector, so I think that may be an Elderstone or Dampening Cloak coming out against this double AP comp that SNAX is running. Hopping mid, we got Sia on a standard health crystal and vitality shard, so I'm going to guess he's going for, I'm actually not sure, probably just a regular starting item, either Elderstone or besides, something along those lines. Vermilion with the standard boot start for the Fervor Boot Rush. Jumping over to Bo, we got the double mana regen start. Probably going for an Elder Stone, or I don't think he'd go for a Dampening Cloak against their comp, but it's a possibility. But it's going to definitely allow him to harass a lot with his Q in lane. And then also the Arcane Emblem looking double Clarity Shard start for Moxie. So we're seeing kind of in the first two lanes, we've seen pretty standard starts coming out. Jumping down to Harrower. Harrower started with his Q, so it looks like he may be going for some early abuse onto Carter. And he also has Throwing Axe, which is a health regen Throwing Axe to be exact, which is, I guess, is the basic one. So he's basically going to be trying to counter shove because he knows Carter has a lot of shove, and he's going to try to keep from getting shoved under his turret and look more for the poke and sustain type of play against the Carter, which will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I really want to see early win rush coming from SNAX though.
Yeah, no, they if they don't go in early wind rush, it's going to be really bad because their comp relies on that wind rush to get in. And real fast before we move on from there, though, I see a health regen Fellblade coming out from Carter. So apparently he predicted that he was going to be getting poked a bit, so he has that and he has the power coming from it. But I think he also may be putting himself in a bad position. While he has Mystic, he's going to lack mana regen still. He has 5.9 mana regen every 5 seconds. Like, that's not good, especially not on Carter. So he's going to have to be very careful about how he manages his mana in this lane. It's going to be putting him in a bad position. Though it looks like the pause is finally coming off, so we're finally getting into game.
Yep, so what lane do you want to keep a close eye on right now?
Let's keep mid, because we can hop to either lane really easy from mid, and I think we're going to see the most action there. So, I mean, you can obviously hop around.
Yep.
Pokey getting the early level 2 bot lane, by the way. Use the Throwing Axe to shove on the Carter. So, you look mid lane, you got the Moxie shoving in, poking the Verm. They got the lane under pretty deep control. Like I said, the double mana regen, going straight for the poke up. Clydessa start grabbing her heal second, which is pretty smart against this. But they can't keep eating that Moxie W. Every Moxie W they eat, they refund her mana pool pretty well.
Yeah, they're gonna get poked down pretty hard, but
Yeah, this was silly. They have no lane control here, I don't think, in all honesty. So
damage, though.
LCW's mid lane going a bit aggressive, and
oh, top
like
lane,
I said,
Hale
like,
might be going
Daylor
down.
being punished for not having that stun up. Red Thumb missing his W. Daylor going in deep, but he wasted his stun earlier, and so he doesn't have it to get off right now. The hook coming out and whiffing, and Slurry taking a lot of damage, but both lanes are pretty low in Noom right now. Oh, we see Pokey actually going down bot lane. I kind of wish we had seen how that happened, but that's definitely going to tilt the game in LCW's favor. If your bot lane's winning and your bot lane has control, it can be very useful GPM-wise. And also, LCW getting the early kill top lane. Apparently we chose the wrong lane to watch. So, LCW grabbing the early lead, using the sustain fairly well. Even if you look at mid lane, the health has come back up. SNAX, no one on the team's breaking 300 GPM. Like, I'd like to see SNAX say stop going for these fights, stop going for this poke, and focus more on getting that CS. Because their comp can outscale, but if they don't get the late game, they have no chance at winning this game right now, especially if they're losing lanes.
Yeah, they're already really far behind.
I mean, you see the GPM starting to move up, but their top lane's in big trouble right now on that scale, and so is Pokey. The only lane even close is mid lane. I'd like to see Pokey rush a Dampening Cloak or a Vamp
on the
Dagger.
Nikolai.
Like, he's not going... Yeah, Nikolai getting engaged on. He gets the Saw in Hell. Caprice is going for the Hell. She gets it. She doesn't get it off, though. I'm guessing her Fitz is not up.
Yeah, she just
Hell's
used her Fritz in the last
dropping out
occasion.
recall. Okay, she did. I missed it. We got Moxie getting engaged on here. She has no escape. The bow stun being punished for not being an insta-cast. Moxie dubbing. Moxie's going to go down. Slow gets the slow on Bo. They're chasing him down. They're both pretty low, though. I don't think we're going to see a kill here. Actually, double slow coming out on Bo. The hook's coming out. He bounders into the hook, but he's under his turret and is not going to get punished for it. But that is, like I said, like, SNAX has to be very careful mid lane. The Bo needs to be roaming. Because the thing is, they're not going to win a fight mid. They don't have the sustain that they have. And the Bo stun's not instant. And the Verms has boots. I think Fervor boots at this point, probably. Yeah, Fervor boots. Like, the Bo stun is not going to hit well. Especially since the Bo ran bound over top, which I feel like was a really big mistake against the comp they're against. I don't think that bound is going to make much of a difference.
No.
We see a bot lane going that fight. Pokey's losing this fight. He woofs. He's coming out. Noise taking another kill on SNAX Pokey. He is just snowballing this lane now. We got a 550 GPM to a 370. But what we got to remember about Strife is once Hero hits level 6, he's going to get a lot stronger. And currently, with how the gold looks, if Pokey gets one kill, if Noismith plays one time, Pokey will be back in this game and he'll be able to snowball it. So everything that's happening right now, bot lane really doesn't matter, in all honesty, if Pokey can bring it back. So Dayla wasting his W again, but they kind of have control over the lane currently. Just kind of standard play coming out. Dayla popping his W, he's going in on the Claudessa, they're zoning the Verm out. So I would have liked to see Lead Thumb and Dahlia focus the same target there. While Moxie kind of zoned out the Verm, it gave them 0 kill potential. Like, tank v tank, we're not getting anything out of it. We got a fight going on top lane though. Caprice's been pushed out. Nikolai's still going aggro. A stun coming out. Oh, but no. Argonaut's is gonna mess up and he's gonna die. When Caprice backed out, he could have easily walked out there, but he kept trying to 1v2. That's what people need to realize in duo lane. Like, it's teamwork based. Like, especially on Nikolai against this sustained top lane, they're not gonna be able to get off what they'd like to get off. But mid lane we got a fight breaking out. Moxie's dropping low. The bow stun's not coming in time, but it hits. If he has Q up, that could be dead. No, the heal coming out. He's popping his E's, try to lift. He turns on the Verm. He needs one more hit. The Bounder's not up for him because he wasted it earlier. He's running back. He's gonna die here, and that's a 2 kills going to Slurry, I believe, right there. This is looking very bad for SNAX, and I'm actually amazed by how well LCW's handling this. This is apparently one EU team that does not have problem on US servers.
Yeah, we should take a quick look at that gold graph right now.
We got the gold graph. We got Pokey catching up. He's handling those jungle camps very well. It's 520 to 420, so 100 GPM lead going in Carter's favor. All of SNAX, other than Pokey, is about 350 and below, while the only lane not above 400 for LCW, I apologize, is the top lane, and they're getting close to breaking it. GPM across the board up, that's going to be the break, as Argonaut goes down again, and Caprice is on the run. Scout gets hooked. Now,
double kill.
I'm really upset with Scout here because he went a Reaper site. You're getting bullied in lane. If you're getting bullied in lane and you're not getting kills, you have to opt out of that. Like, you cannot just keep going that. You're not getting any kills. It's not going to pay off. It's a wasted item.
Yeah, it just gives you no stats.
I said that's going to be probably about a 630 top turret going down. LCW taking quick control of this game. Their laning phases have been very strong, and that hell already has a Mystic Dagger 6 minutes in. So as you see, Poke's completely relinquished his lane, and he's just farming jungle and going back to shove it off his turret, which is probably the best thing he could do. So I'd like to see LCW rotate towards Baldir, which looks like they have that in mind. They have the double sustain. They may not have the plant up, but they could still do it. Yep, you got the triple. You got double sustain of Claudessa also rotating over. But Caprice sees this is happening and he wants to do something, but he has no team.
Yeah,
like,
the mid lane's not reacting.
So
Coming now.
It looks like we're gonna have a full fight coming out here. Argonaut popping the Wind Rush. He went the right build, but it's not going to matter. He's going in before his team gets there. He gets the ult up on Hal. Hal's going over. The boat ults the Claudessa out of the Nikolai ult landing. The Claudessa's dropping low. They get the Claudessa's going to fall. Everyone on SNAX is low. Caprice having to jump out. Argonaut needs to back out. He's staying over aggressive. Okay. But they managed to back out of that. So, that's exactly what SNAX needed right there. They needed to win a fight. And they need to get this Baldir. Dayla making a good bounder play, actually. They get a catch out. They need to be focusing one target. They're dropping 2 targets instead of 1. So that's going to be 2 people walking away low without taking too much damage because they didn't focus well.
Yeah, this Baldir
Dayla trying to zone him out. Slurry is really low, and Slurry's playing really ballsy. They just need to give up this Baldir. They aren't going to win this fight here. Hell is down. Yeah, okay, so SNAX pulling the GPMs up, I'm not going to say they're back in this game, but that was a huge step towards what they needed. Because if you look at items now, we got Caprice with a Reaper Scythe that she still has not gotten a... Oh, no, she has 1 assist, so she has 1 stack on it. You got Moxie working on the Arcane Emblem, and also who rushed the Spring Boots, which is really smart. A Dampening Cloak coming out on Pokey, so Pokey can handle his lane now and farm jungle effectively. Bo with the Spring Boots Elderstone now after that, so he's going to be able to get those engages without his Bounder up, and the Wind Rush on Nikolai, which is going to allow for engages. I like that SNAX has not panicked even though they're so far behind. They have the items they need, and they're able to do what they need to do with how they've itemized. While we look over at the side of LCW, the Tinder has to stand already, especially went Rune Boots, and I'm not sure she's building. She has 5 components right now. What is she building with those 5 components?
I have no idea.
But that's probably hurting your team a bit. Hell with a good build. He rushed the Mystic Dagger. He's working on the boots. Actually, we see Scout him getting caught out. He tried to gank and it went bad. Though, if you see Pokey gets a kill, he ties up the GPM, and there's a 1-for-1 trade. It went in SNAX' favor because they got more gold, and they also got the Reaper side stack. But meanwhile, we got mid being pushed down. A lot of damage, but it's not mattering because of the heal and the plants dropping. It looks like Dalen wants to go in. He's going in on the Vermilion. This is a really bad idea. They have no team. He ults them back into Moxie. They get double hell ulted. The Moxie spring boots out. Dalen's going to be going down. Caprice is coming back in. A good W coming out from Moxie. Nikolai picking up the Claudessa, but she's very tanky. Caprice going in. That's going to be a dead Claudessa, I think. Yep, Argonaut overstepping, though. He pops the shield. It doesn't matter. He drops. That's a 2-for-1 trade going, and they lost the turret. SNAX is just getting out-rotated currently.
Yeah, well,
Pokey almost
top
got
tower
that
went
bot
down.
turret, though, which would have made it a bit better. It's interesting to see how this is happening. I don't think they need to do that double rotation top. They're going to go double shove it, even though it's already shoving in their favor, which I don't quite understand. Like, pick up some juggle camps, get ready for the next Baldia, which should be spawning soon. Okay, so we saw an item coming out. We got a Blessed Orb coming out from Tinder now.
Wasn't that a mana ring?
Was that? I may have missed all. I think it may have been a mana ring. My bad if it is. That was a Blessed Orb. Probably wrong. You're probably right.
Yeah, those three power components are definitely
okay.
mana ring.
Yeah, it was a mana ring. You're correct. We got a fight going down bot. Caprice just abusing this Carter now. Pokey is back in this game, and he's going to be able to do his job now. We have 3... Sorry, I'm coughing. We have 3 on top side for SNAX, which is interesting, because that Baldia is about to respawn, and that's a good setup for them. Wasn't got any items out. A turret
tower goes down.
Okay, yeah. The first tower coming for SNAX, which is they really needed that. That goal's gonna help. The problem right now is the 2 tanks for SNAX are really behind, and what Strife really shows, like, look at that Claudessa, look at that Bow and Nikolai. Claudessa can sit there in people's faces while that Bow and Nikolai can get dropped by that Vermilion. So it's gonna be something interesting to see how they play this fight. Though Verm, in my opinion, misitemized. He got the Demon Fang. He has a bit more damage, but he cannot kite. He has no kiting potential. A Q coming out from Claudessa, not reaching. The hell queuing in. That's abilities down. SNAX needs to get to engage. Bo went too deep though, but he still has to ult on Tinder. That's going to be a dead Tinder, I think. No, he's getting out. We got SNAX Argonaut going deep. He picks up the Claudessa right before he dies. He's bringing him back. Argonaut's going to fall down though. A Vermont coming out. Vermont's been wasted. We still have Pokey split pushing bot lane in the meanwhile. They need to get this Baldir, but SNAX can still contest this. I'm not sure why they're backing up. Like, actually, I guess Moxie's low, and yeah, never mind. That's a good backup. You gotta know when to let something go, and that was the right time to let it go, I think. Actually, LCW though taking a lot of damage for this Baldir, but they picked it up. But it looks like if you look bot lane real fast, that inner turret's getting low, and it's gonna stay low for a while, which is really gonna hurt their team. Like Pokey putting on the pressure, which was really smart because he wouldn't admit it to that fighting time.
Yeah, this hero is gonna be out of control very soon.
That's the one reason I think you should always ban hero.
Oh.
The hero is just stupid. Oh, Pokey walking into a trap though. He just cues out. Yeah, welcome to hero work. He dodges the W. He gets tops though, but the wolf is gonna double slow. He pinches the tops, cues out, and fervor boots. That's why I ban hero right there.
Yeah, it's impossible to catch a hero.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I landed against one yesterday. It was awful. I was like, this is why you ban hero. But so Pokey just keeping his GPM. He actually went from being one of the lowest in the game to probably the highest, which is pretty sad. Like, he's played it well, he's brought it back, and he's looking like to be the carry focal point for his team right now. And if you look at the top of the screen, the GPM still leaning in LCW's favor overall, but not by much. Like, if that Nikolai could catch up to his team in GPM, I honestly think that this game would be looking a lot more towards SNAX's
LCW is actually only 500 gold ahead right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I said it was close, didn't I?
Really close.
Yeah.
Tower's going
well,
down.
I mean, if you look at the hero's GPM, he's pulling in mad gold, so he's probably the person finishing the up. Top turret actually going down, but we have the Claudessa, we have the Hell. This is a 4-man pinch on the 2 people top lane. Lead Thumb cut out. He needs the he needs a spring boot. No, oh, Bounder spring boot. Well played. Not the direction I would have went with that, but Hell's ult game stop is gonna get it off though. That's a lot of damage coming out. The Moxie ult completely whiffs. Argonaut has to ult to get out. LCW trying to chase. Now, LCW did a really good job there. They got it, and the Hell's who got his ult off. But if they had saved that plant, there was no point in that plant. Like,
No.
SNAX was looking for the disengage, I'm pretty sure, that whole time, just making sure that people got out, and they kind of overexerted their abilities for that. If we look bot lane, looks like Carter's looking for maybe, no, Carter steps out, we may have a fight. No, Poke's just gonna go for the farm. If you look here, we got the 4-man rotation coming out. They see that SNAX is rotating, that point's telling them. They know the bow's about to be there, but they don't seem too worried about it. So Slurry, okay, so we got a lot of damage coming from the Hell and Inertia Boots. The Inertia Boot pickup was good, even though he has Pincer, he has 2 CC breaks now. But I'd like to see him get some more HP. His team needs more than one tank. Like, Claudessa's the one tank, but if Hell gets dropped before his ult gets used, he's completely useless. If he gets like, dropped, he's not going to do anything in team fight. Should be bad.
So what do you think SNAX' next move should be?
At this point, if I was them, I'd let Pokey keep pressuring bot lane because he can handle that Carter now. I'd actually like to see Pokey pushing that lane more a bit unless they can jungle camp. So maybe trying to kill Carter. They should be going for the Baldir, but
yeah, they're doing a sneaky Baldir right now.
They're taking it, so they got the Baldir free of charge. They're about to get pin filled. They need to get out of it safely. The Hell completely whiffed. The Vomo almost misses everybody. Oh, Nikolai's still in there. LCW should, not LCW, SNAX should have turned that around. Actually, Nikolai gets out. Wow. That was well played. That Nikolai showing that even though he's not too tanky, he has 1,439 HP, he's not afraid to go in there. And I would have liked to see that Hell not Q in. If the Hell not Q'd in, he could have just walked and met them at the interest and got the triple ult, and he may be seeing a completely different game here. Scout him going for the pick. He dodges the snare. He has no mana up though. He's getting dropped low. He may die here. Bow ults to save him. That's gonna be a bow ult down. I feel like Scout him may have just cost his team a lot of pressure right there though. So LCW, they have the Tinder ult up and the Carter ult up. So they're missing the Claudessa ult, which isn't a huge deal. The Verm ult's needed though, because the Verm mis-itemized and he didn't go Frost Prism. So he has no way to self-peel for himself right now, and they don't have the big Hell ult. If that Hell being so squishy, if he doesn't have his ult, he's useless. Like, if he can't get that all into the setup, he can't. SNAX playing this right. They're pushing 2 lanes and getting their players gold by holding with 3 mid. This is going to be giving them a bit of a GP advantage, though we see that I-465 is picking up the enemy team Ancients. He's smart because he can. Fight going on bottom. Pokey's chasing down Carter. Pokey's able to outchase that. Like, Carter, late game, just so good. Like, he's able to beat the Carter, though it seems like it was actually a fairly close battle, which, looking at the GPM scale, is actually shocking. So, what SNAX needs to do here is they need to keep LCW engaged with them without letting them go to stop hair work. They need to not fight fully if they can't handle it, but SNAX actually, Scout him getting cut out. He doesn't have, he has 2 charges as well. He's going to be getting out. Hell wasted as well. A Moxie ult coming out. Bo's going in for the engage. He gets a double stun. He's not ulting anyone back. I don't think it's up. We got a lot of damage going on. Tinder's going to drop. We have a lot of SNAX here. We're dropping low, but they're walking out. The Nikolai also took Claudessa. Scout him steps back up, but he manages to get out. The plant was dropped back there, which is a really bad positioning for it. This Tinder seems to not manage your plant very well. But that fight going in the way of SNAX, and that's looking like SNAX is pulling this game back. The GPM's getting really close. I think SNAX is actually in the lead overall. Oh. An awful bow ult coming out from Taylor. Who ults someone to their own turret? Who ults someone to their own turret? What does that accomplish? That's a waste of a cooldown and a waste of time. But Pokey going for that bot turret.
Bounder fail.
Bounder fail. Hashtag excuses. I'm calling out Taylor for his bad bow ult, by the way. But, hashtag shots fired. Hero split pushing bot lane still. No one on their team can handle him. With itemization, I would have liked to see a stone skin, but it looks like he's about to get one anyways. Once he gets that, it'll literally take 2 people to kill him. Or more. Like, he's about to take the spot to it. He Q's in. That was really ballsy. But no yak attack even coming down on him. He's playing this very safe. We have Claudessa following Scout him up here. I'd like to see Scout him do a hoop and rotate back towards mid by going through Sindara pit and all jumping over into that bush so they won't know he's there. If he did that, they could get a really good fight mid easily. But it looks like he's going to rotate, but not that type of way. We got Pokey backing up and just getting his GPM boosted a little bit more, which would be fairly useful for them. And we see the skirmish coming around again. Baldir just spawned, and it looks like SNAX wants to go over and take for that. They need to be careful, though. Their bow's ult is up in 10, so it will be up, but he's also very but he's regenerating, I guess, fast. So they should actually be able to take this, but LCW has different plans for this. They go mid, they plan it. I'd like to see SNAX just grab that Baldir. Like, they're not going to save this mid turret, but they're going for the fight. Verm ulting away. He still gets stunned, though, so he's not much use. I need Argo get stunned before he can ult. It never comes out. Caprice coming in. A bad play by Scallum. Scallum's going to get dropped low. He's going to manage to get out, it looks like. Bo ulting them toward the under turret. Cinder barely walking out. Claudessa getting dropped low. Claudessa may die here. No, they walk out. That was a 2-for-0 trade going in the favor of LCW, but you still got Pokey pressuring. If Pokey is good, this game would be completely different. Hell picking up one more player, but no. Yeah, that's 3-for-0. No, 3-for-1 because I guess Carter died. But we see LCW winning the fight, but they're not able to take anything off it. Pokey gets some good damage on that generator, like any damage on it. Actually, only Claudessa coming back to stop him. They're going to be rotating for that Baldir because they have the 2v1 on Pokey right now. But even then, I don't think they can stop him. So we got Hell, Verm picking up the Baldir. I think this was a good play by them. Though, because of it, they did lose a bit more gen damage than they need to, but it wasn't too much. And suddenly we're seeing this game tipping back a little bit in the favor of LCW. Now, what I would have liked to see from SNAX there, that fight was very sloppy. They went in 1-5-1. Moxie went in, dropped her stuff, missed a lot of it, and got killed. It was useless. There's no follow-up. Then we see Bo going in. He goes in by himself. He doesn't ult or anything.
Pokey's going on to Carter right now. Oh.
Is he on the Carter? He does pick Carter. Good Pokey seriously carrying the SNAX team. Like, if Pokey was not here, this SNAX team wouldn't be anything. SNAX pressuring mid now, though. Tidna looking like she wants to do something, but she can't. She hooks the Nikolai. Pokey finally grouping up with his team a little bit, it looks like. Oh, Scout playing it well. He picks the Tinder. That's one sustain down. Bo goes in. He doesn't have his ult for the Bo. They're putting Poke on the two tanks. Pokey Q's out there. Oh, he needs to pop his stone skin if it's up, if it's Bo. 2 ults wasted by LCW. They used Hell and Vermont. Those are important. It looks like the Claudessa is going to be picking up. The Nikolai ult comes out. The Nikolai picks up the Claudessa. The Claudessa's dropped. It's 2-for-0. 3-for-0 in the favor of LCW. Carter respawning though, but it looks like they're going to want to pressure this inner turret. The Bo ults again. Awful Bo ult. Is Daggler high because he's doing stupid stuff. He actually literally just cost his team that. If he had that Bo ult, he could have positioned behind them and maybe done something or ulted them away from his team. But instead they lost Argonaut and they didn't get close to as much damage on that turret as they could have. Very sloppy play coming out from SNAX right there. But I think this is also the problem we're seeing with them not running an ADC Caprice or running any form of ADC. Because they have not really much push right now. They have good objective control and good team fights. And that's what they need to focus on. Bo sitting in the bush. He's getting forced off. Now, LCW is in a good position for Syndara. There's a huge wave pushing in on SNAX top lane, so if they're looking for Syndara, this should be the time to do it. Because, not do it, but to pressure it. Because the second they see Pokey pop up top to shove that, they know they have the 5v4. And in a 5v4, they can have a really good chance at winning a team fight against SNAX A's good comp. Or SNAX B, or whatever they're called. SNAX Rap. There's a chance right there. I'd like to see LCW pick that up because they're not really doing anything. Moxie looks like she's walking up, but he actually backed up right before. That could have been a very bad situation for that Moxie. We got items real fast. We got a Power Staff, Death Reaper Scythe, and Arcane Emblem on Caprice. Rune Scepter, Arcane, and a lot of power on Moxie. Pokey, what we're really focused on, it looks like he's going for his Vamp Dagger now, but he has Dampening Cloak, Zealot's Blade, and Stone Skin. Bo has Everwinter and Elderstone. He has a Health Crystal. I'd like to see a Windrush or a Stone Skin come out from that Bo. Either so Bo can get on them better, or so he can survive longer when he goes on that back line and breaks CC easier.
Yeah, I like having two Windrushes on a team. I like having two Windrushes on a team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's good to have more than one Windrush on a team, personally.
Well, one to engage and then one to disengage.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see coming out from them. And Argonaut, I think he went a good build. He has Stone Skin and Windrush, which means he can get in there and he can tank. I'd like to see him maybe get a bit more HP, though. Because Windrush has no HP, and the only HP he has comes from the basic Stone Skin. So I'd like to see him get a bit more tanky so it would be more useful. We actually have part of Slip Pushing Bot, which is going to be giving up Baldir to SNAX. But I'll trade a turret for Baldir any day. Turrets don't respawn where Baldir does. So SNAX sitting kind of out-rotated, but kind of not out-rotated there. Claudessa, they also another problem for LCW. Like it's a hard engaged comp, and I guess they have one Windrush actually on Tinder. But I'd like to see Claudessa pick up something for it too. In all honesty, maybe. Why hell's going to okay solid build. So they're chasing down the Carter. They're trying to catch him up. SNAX scout him, gets the stun. That's going to be a kill. He gets pretty dropped low though. Dalo looking for the engage possibly, but no, he's not going to do it. They're going to go for Sindara here. They have the Hairwork. Hairwork can solo Sindara at this point. They literally just have to zone for him. He has his Vamp Dagger. He has his Zealot's Blade. He has his Stone Skin. Like, I'd like to see Pokey rotate and start taking that while his team holds them off. But looks like Pokey is going to go take the Ancients. I feel like this is a mistake. Sindara over Ancients any day of the week. Data looking for a little bit of engage. Oh, here we go. They're picking out the Claude though. The W misses from Claude, Caprice, and Claude gets dropped. Though it looked like LCW saying, "Screw you guys, we're pushing down middle lane," and they're gonna get to that generator. We got Daler just starting to recall. Yeah. Okay. So they get to it. They see the backing up. Pokey's gonna solo Sindara. That's a good call by SNAX. They don't need Pokey to defend. He provides no wave clear. They realize they don't got the bait on high ground and they go to push mid for some reason. Dayla going for the engage on Hell. He engages on the Hell. Hell pincers. He turns on Caprice. He ults. He hits Caprice. Caprice gets dropped. Dayla, I'm not sure what Dayla was doing there. He had his ult, but instead of going for the Worm and Tinder, he went for the tank, who has pincer. And now his team may lose something. They got Sindara. A good ult by Dayla there. Probably their first one in this game. He's getting everything used on him though. He drops. We need to see some defense coming out. They just got back. The plant's been used. They're pushing on it. Vern backs up. He's getting low. Good Moxie all coming out. The damage being dropped. They're going to back up. See though. Hairwe're looking to engage. The wind rush for the disengage coming out, but Hairwere's too fast. Verm drops. We got the stone skins popping from Pokey and from Argonaut. We got the Carter coming down. Hairwere gets the flank on him though. Carter's on the run. He's looking to get a pick on Moxie. He's not going to get it and he's going to die to Hairwere. So we just got a 40-second death timer with probably about 10 seconds till Sindara spawns. So he'll be spawning about around the time that the monkey can get downfield, but even then, with Carter going down, it's going to be very hard for them to harass that monkey, and it's going to give them a huge, huge advantage having that monkey full HP when it finally gets down to that generator and outer turret. So we got Hairware actually split pushing while they push down middle. The monkey's going, the Hairware's pressuring top. I feel like SNAX is a bit overconfident in their ability to 4v5 right now. Because I feel like it's not there. But Argonaut going in on the Claudessa Daler. We got Carter getting picked by Claudessa. Yeah, Carter getting picked by Caprice. Good ult from Daler. And it looks like I lied. They can 4v5. Though Scout him getting dropped. He's not going to die though he dies. Let's a 2 for 3 trade coming out for them. The Moxie all coming out really late in that fight. Tinder's gonna drop. The Hell's really low. We got the Daler with the W. They're chasing him down. He's gonna get stunned. He's gonna die. No, maybe not. No, the Hell gets out. He needs to back up and heal real fast. But we have 2 generators being pressured now. The monkey's just reaching that middle generator. It's actually pretty low because it soloed that mid turret while they fought. But that's gonna be probably 2 gens going to SNAX right now. And that's going to be 3,000 gold each player. I'd like to see some Hexbanes come out at that point. Just to guarantee them that they can win this game. Moxie taking the generator. That's a huge misplay. Moxie's going to die here. Hell's chasing him down. Hell's actually messing up though. He should be defending his gen. No, never mind. Carter coming up and getting them both low, but they do lose top gen.
Hairware's still behind them.
But coming up from behind. He gets the second gen. That's 3,000 gold. Hairware should die there. No. The mist comes out. The Everwinter comes out. Pokey goes down. That's 50 seconds without Pokey. LCW needs to make some form of pressure down mid lane at this point. They need to do something, though they should be a bit cautious after losing that 4v5 mid. The Carter cannot afford to get poked out and caught out like that again by Caprice. It looks like Verm's going for a Rune Splitter possibly, or a Titan Slayer. He has a big power and a little power.
Still no Frost Prison though.
Yeah, that's really costing his team in all honesty. Like you can see the difference in team fights I feel like you'd make. But a Hexbane coming out from Moxie and from Caprice. That's 2 Hexbanes picked up on the side of SNAX. That Hell is going to have some serious issues now. Because he cannot break infinite CC sadly. Like he can either get rid of the Caprice W, a Hexbane, and another Hexbane. Like there's just too much CC for him to break it all. But he is tanky. He did itemize correctly. He has the stone skin, so the Hexbanes won't last as long, the stones won't last as long, and the double CC break. So He is focused on getting his ult off, so it should be pretty solid. Moxie's overextending here a little bit, but she's gonna back up and play it safe. Pokey just kind of farming. She's chasing down that Tinder though. I really would have liked to see Spring Boots instead of Rune Boots out from that Tinder so she can maybe make a position better and make a bit better plays. But we actually got Brim getting caught out mid. Claudessa getting picked up by Nikolai. They're getting dropped. Caprice is going to go down. Daylor's trying to get an initiation here. Eiffel Q's out. Daylor with a stupid ult again. And Hell's not even going to die. But they will get Tinder, who would have died anyways, while Claudessa drops. But Carter's still up. He's maybe looking to poke someone down. I think this is going to be game though. That was a 1-for-3 trade in the favor of SNAX. Carter's still behind. Oh, he gets found. This is his rockets. Yeah, that's not good. But SNAX is misplaying here. They're chasing down the Carter. And this makes no sense. Tank that generator. Tank that bot generator. They can take it. It's damage. They have Harrower. What are they looking for? Now everyone's going to be respawning except Carter. And they look like they're actually going to go for the end of the game. This is extremely ballsy. I think Hell still has ult up. Hell getting an ult on Harrower and on... That wasn't the most effective ult, but it worked. He gets picked up by Nikolai. He's going to be pulled back and killed, it looks like. He Q's out. No, he drops. Brim overstepping up, but he manages to get out. The Moxie lands the W. That's going to be a kill down. That is looking like it may be game. You have 20 seconds on the closest person, though there is called SN Tinder up. Claude burning her tops. There's not much they can really do. At this point, I really feel like I'd like to see SNAX just go grab that bottom generator. Like, what are they doing? Take the bot gen. It would take like 10 seconds. But instead, they're sitting here, like, trying to end the game. Like, okay, Claude's going down. We got 20 seconds on Vermin Hell. Daylor getting zoned out. That's going to be game, though. They could have done that so much easier, though. But well played to SNAX. They took the game. LCW getting knocked out of the tournament. Hashtag EU. No, I'm kidding. But, SNAX taking the game. They'll be moving on to play Cloud9. Clan Milk? Cloud9, yes. No, Clan Milk later on in the day. Well played the SNAX.